Hello friends, we are Digital Word Computer and today we will learn DML or Data Manipulation Language. When we manipulate any table data, so we use DML language or DML statement. DML Data Manipulation Language is a core part of SQL. When you want to add, update or delete data in the database, you execute a DML statement. A collection of DML statements that form a logical unit of work is called a transaction. Consider a banking database. When a bank customer transfers money from a saving account to a checking account, the transaction unit consists of the three separate operations. Number one is decrease the saving account. Number two, increase the checking account. And number three, recording the transaction in the transaction journal. The Oracle server must guarantee that all the three SQL statements are performed to maintain the accounts in proper balance. When something prevents one of the statement in transaction form executing, the other statement of the transaction must be undone. Most of DML statements in this chapter assume that no constraint on a table are violated. Constraints are discussed later in this course. So first we learn the DML. The first we use add new rows on a table. Here you can look what is the adding a new row to a table. Here we have a department table and this table have 8 rows. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we want to insert a new row into the table, that is row 9. Hence we adding a new row into a table, and you can see this is the new row 70 public relations 100 and 1700, and this new row is adding in the old table, that is departments. And when we adding this table this new row into this table, then we got this the new row, that is 9, 70 public relations 100 and 1700. When we adding this row through the chart, hence we want to add this row through command like
here we executing the first query of DML, data manipulation language, and we started through insert. We inserting the data into a new table, that is employee copy. Employee copy is a new table that is created by through DDL command, and we created it. Later we discuss the DDL command, how to insert or how to create a table. Now here we insert some data into the employee copy table, and we insert it through insert command, that is insert into employee copy. Employee copy is the table name. Insert into employee copy, employee ID, column. These are the column names into the employee copy, and the values are these. Here we inserted into the employee copy, employee ID, first name, last name, hire date. Values is 101 Lochan single 18 July 2015, and we copy it and we run it on command prompt. Now here we have the query, that is insert into employee copy, and the columns are employee ID, first name, last name, hire date, and values are these. When we executing this query and we got inserted, it means when we want to check the query inserted or not, then we use select command, and this is the view. Here we can check our data is inserted into the employee copy or not. Here you can check the employee ID, first name, last name, and hire date will be to be inserted in the employee copy. Now table. We execute the next null value, that is into the we want to insert that the null value inserted into the employee copy, and employee
Hence,
copy.
we want to
Employee
insert
ID,
this
first
column.
name, last name, hire date.
Here we mark
Values
this
are
column.
101, and here we put null value instead of a name. Now we are executing this query and one row inserted. Next we select the table and we want to view the
When we
inserted this column, and we paste it. And we got this.
And we
here we
inserted
can see
null
the
value.
first row and U double R. Here you
It
can see
means
we put the null
first
value in the date column. Here you can see the first row is Lochan single and the hire date is this. But in the second row the employee ID is same because we didn't put the constant in the employee ID and we didn't set the primary key into the employee ID because we just create the employee copy table without constants. We will learn the constant later. We inserted null value into the first name. Here you can see there is nothing. It means there is a null value in the first name because we put and we inserted the null value into the employee copy. Now we want to check null value. We put the null value into the whole row if it is existed or not. So we have another query that is for inserted the new row, and we give a new employee ID that is 103 and we put null triple null into the employee copy table that is first name, last name and hire date. We put and we the row inserted, and next we want to select the employee copy again, and we see here the employee ID is 103 is properly inserted, but we have the null value in all three columns in first name, last name and hire date. So we can say the null value is also inserted through the insert command if we want to set constraint into without the primary key or without the unique key, and we will not set the not null value constraint into these columns. Now we want to insert some special value into the table. We inserted insert into employee copy, employee ID, first name, last name, hire date. Values are 101 null, and we put the name. We inserted Rahul, and here we put Sharma. And we will give a special that is sysdate. Instead of giving a date, we giving the current date as a sysdate. This is a special value we are inserted into the table that is employee ID, and when we want to insert these tables, we put sysdate and we enter it, and one row created, and again we want to view the employee copy data, and here we can view, and you can see the data. There is 101 Rahul Sharma and the current date is sysdate because we give the current date. So we can also insert the special value into the table if we want to use into inserted any table. Now we can insert the data or row into the table through the substitution variable. The substitution variable is ampersand. Here you can see the substitution variable is written here. It is the substitution variable. How to insert substitution variable in the SQL command? Here we insert into employee copy, employee ID, first name, last name, hire date. Values is ampersand employee ID, ampersand first name, ampersand last name, and sysdate is the current date. Here when we enter this query, it asks for the new value. Here we enter 105 is the employee ID, name is Kapil, and the last name is Gupta, and sysdate. Here you can see one row created. Here this row is executed successfully. Now we want to check this the whole data of the table. So we select star from employee copy and we see this, the all row is inserted one by one. Either we inserted the through simple command, either we inserted null command, either we inserted the whole row as a null command, either we inserted sysdate, either we inserted the numeric value or a special character, either we use the ampersand or substitution variable, or we want to execute the value at the runtime, and we can define through substitution variable, and the substitution variable is ampersand. Here we can insert through the pre-built table into the another table, that like we have a employee copy table and we want to insert the data from employees table into the employee copy table. Here employee copy table have employee ID, first name, last name, hire date. So we select employee ID, first name, last name, hire date from employees table, and we want to insert the whole data of employees table into the employee copy table, and we want to execute this. Here you can see the 107 rows created in an instant moment. So when you want to insert it the table data into the another table, so you can insert through this command. We want to check the whole data of employee copy table. Here when we write this query, you can see the 113 rows, because 107 rows is inserted through the employee table and the other left is inserted through by ourselves. And when we executed the employee table, here you can see the 107 rows employees table, sorry, here you can see the 107 rows, because employees table have 107 rows, and instead of employees copy table you can see the 113 rows. The 6 rows are inserted by ourselves. The next type of DML is update. So we want to update the employee copy table as employee ID, and we want to update it. So the first update is this: update employee copy, set employee ID is equal to 705, where first name is equal to Lochan. Because we inserted the Lochan as first name in the previous employee copy table, so we want to insert it and we want to execute it. So we clear the screen. Here, and we want to update. You can see where where the first name is Lochan, we want to update it. So the update command is update table name, set employee ID, that is the column name, we want to update it 705, where first name is equal to Lochan, and here the first row is updated, and we want to check the table, and we want to check where is the first name is Lochan. Here you can see the first name is Lochan and the employee ID 101, and you can see we updated through the 705. Here you can see the employee ID is matched with the updated command. Now we update the employee copy table as last name is equal to null, and where last name is equal to single. In the last name where it seems single, it would be null. We executed and 2 row updated, and we now we want to see the employee copy table again, and we have to see in this where we have Lochan single and the blank space in the single. 2 rows are updated with the null value, where the single has to be put it into the row. So here we can see we can also put update the null value into the row data. The next and last DML statement is delete. So we want to delete, and we want to delete the simple row into the table, from the table, and here we delete from the employee copy where first name is equal to Lochan, and we want to delete this row. Here we deleted the row where the first name is equal to Lochan. Here when we execute and we want to fetch the data into the employee copy table, we seen 2 rows only selected because one row is deleted, and one row is deleted, that is where it gets Lochan, it will be removed through the delete command. Here we can delete through the in operator, like delete from employee copy where employee ID in 100, 101, 102, 104 and 105. When we executed this query, 9 rows deleted, because where it finds 100, 101, 102 and 104, 105 the employee ID, and it deleted. When we want to check, the only 103 was selected and the 9 more rows be deleted from the table. We can also use the delete as a subquery, like we delete from employee copy where employee ID is equal to select employee ID from employee copy where first name is equal to null. So we want to use the subquery feature in the delete format, and here we deleted 0 row because it doesn't fetch any value. It means the subquery gives null value to the main query, and the main query also gives null value, because when subquery gives null value, it automatically gives the null value to the user. So this is the last DML command when we want to execute, and here the chapter is now complete to the DML. The summary is, we have to read the DML is used to manipulate the data inside the table, and we manipulate through the insert, update and delete command in the DML. So thank you for watching us. Please comment, subscribe and like our videos. Thank you.